Hi there, this is Gerard Welbrock, and you're tuned in to Tiger Talk. We're going to talk some women's basketball with head coach Tony Hobson and men's hoops with Mark Johnson. It's all coming up right after this on Tiger Talk.
At Eagle Communications, we're proud to provide the communication services you need to get the most from today's technology. Our employee owners make it happen. We're part of your community, and we take pride in delivering excellent customer service. If you ever have a question, give us a call. We're here to help. Eagle Communications, our community connected.
Hello again, and welcome to another edition of Tiger Talk. Gerard Welbrock with you for the next half hour or so as we talk Fort Hays State basketball. We'll be joined by women's coach Tony Hobson, men's coach Mark Johnson, as we recap a couple of games up in Kearney, Nebraska Saturday night for the Tigers. Big overtime win for the women. Men, however, take a bit of a thumping, losing to the Lopers. They'll try to bounce back this Thursday night. Back at home. It'll be good to be back at the Coliseum, 5:30 and 7:30 for Central Missouri. And then on Saturday afternoon, the Bearcats of Southwest Baptist coming to the Coliseum. We'll talk all about it when we return. Tiger Talk brought to you by the Golden Corral Buffet and Grill just north of the interstate. Open 7 days a week. Golden Corral, best buffet in the USA. We'll take our first break. Tony Hobson, head coach of the 7th-ranked Tiger women. He'll join us next right here on Tiger Talk. Welcome back to Tiger Talk, presented by the Golden Corral Buffet and Grill, just north of the interstate in Hays, where you can enjoy the prime rib and more on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. Great way to cap off the weekend. It's all after 4 o'clock for just $13.99. The prime rib, the glazed salmon, the jumbo shrimp. There's a reason they call Golden Corral the best buffet in the USA. We're joined by women's coach Tony Hobson. The Tigers get another thriller overtime victory at the Health and Sports Center Saturday night, knocking off Nebraska Kearney 82-81 as they move their record now to 18-2 overall and 12-2 in the MIAA, a half game back of first place Missouri Western, but now tied with the Griffins in the loss column. And boy, I don't know what it is about Kearney. You needed overtime the first go around in mid-December in Hays. Needed overtime again at their place, but the bottom line, you got another big victory. That was a thriller on Saturday night.
Well, it was. I think we won that game a couple times, and I think we lost it a couple times. But luckily we made the big play at the end, and were able to pull that out. But I think Kearney really gets up for us. I think we're their big game on the schedule, and we still are. We still have our big games, with Emporia, Washburn, and those types of teams here since they're in state. But they were certainly ready to play, and our kids, I thought we played very well for most of the game. I mean, we shot the ball well, but it was just I thought it was a well played game by both teams. Fairly low turnovers and good offensive sets, and shot the ball well, high intensity. So. It's just a good game to come out on top.
It's one of those games, they seem to hit big shot after big shot. I thought you were playing some pretty good defense. They stepped up and made some big ones, and as you said, didn't look real good. I think down 6 with 3 to go, but boy, this team, and you said it after the game, just has a lot of heart and determination, and somehow found a way to get that ball game tied, to force it to overtime, and then down 4 in the overtime again, found a way to get back, and then, as you said, scored the last bucket there, but showed a lot of grit and determination in this one.
Well, I think we were down 6 with about 1:40 when Beth made a layup, and she'd had a real rough night offensively. Couldn't get to the basket like she usually does, and but when it came down to time to win the game, she was certainly big. But we were down 6 with 1:40, and then before that minute was over, we were up. Had a chance to win it in regulation, and they got a tip in or a put back at the buzzer. And unlike last time we played them in overtime, you know, we jumped out and then just kind of cruised in overtime. This time we got down again and had to make I think we were down 4 with about a minute and a half and had to make a little run at them at the end, and just were able to just barely finish them off again.
A lot of great plays, a lot of great players to talk about in this one. I want to start first with Nikki. She gets 5 straight, the 2 free throws on the technical, and then a huge 3. She was 1 of 6 from 3, and we've talked about it. Her percentage isn't great, but it seems like the bigger the shot, more on the line, she steps up, and when it left her hand, you knew it was going in.
Well, when she shoots in rhythm, she's a very good shooter, and it seems like those tight games when she just comes off a screen, just catches and shoots it. Like you said, you could kind of tell that it was a nice shot. It was in rhythm. It just looked good the whole way. And you know what a momentum shifter when first of all you score and cut it to 4, and then they get an untimely technical and you make 2 free throws. You make a 3, so you go from down 6 to up 1 in less than 40 seconds, and then it was just back and forth the rest of the way. But Nikki has a sense for a flair for the dramatic, that's for sure. And if you notice, I mean, when it comes down to the end of games, I mean, Nikki's always in there because she has the ability to make some big plays. Now you have to live with the other stuff because, you know, she had a bad turnover there late too, but you know, then she'll come in and make a good pass. She made a great pass to Paige for a layup, and Nikki's a playmaker, and playmakers sometimes make mistakes because they're trying to make something happen, but she came through for us in the clutch, that's for sure.
You mentioned Beth struggled. She still ends up going with 13 points, but 9 assists to tie a career high. And you guys had 20 assists, your most in a conference game this year. And then she kind of got going, made some big baskets, and obviously the key one down the stretch, late to win it, but still a solid game. And since she was shut out at Central Oklahoma, I think she's averaging 13 points a game.
Well, you know, if Beth, if Beth was always playing in the last 2 or 3 minutes of a tight game, I think she would probably lead us in scoring. She's a clutch player, and she's not afraid. She's not afraid to fail and not afraid to make a play. And that's the kind of players you want coming down the stretch. You can't have everybody that's tentative. But her and Paige, you know, are 2 seniors that have been around the block a few times, and they've came through for us just time after time this year in clutch situations.
And I was just going to bring up Paige, 22 points, 7 boards, 5 assists. She was 8 of 10 from the floor. And really, when it was a struggle at times, when Kearney felt like they had some momentum, it seemed like Paige made big basket after big basket to keep you in there and give you a chance down the stretch.
Well, there was at least 2 baseline inbounds plays that Beth hit Paige for layups. So we put in a couple new inbounds plays that were kind of counters off of other things we do, because you go around the second time and you're so well scouted that you know they're going to be jumping on it. So she scored 2 layups there. Nikki gave her a good pick and roll layup. She made a big pass for Beth's game winner, and then the play that I thought was just awesome was after she made that pass to Beth for the layup, they still had 4 or 5 seconds, and they got it in and tried to advance it up floor for a last-second shot, and Paige was flying down the floor and deflected it, and that was the game. So just Paige has a presence of mind that is rare in a player of her age.
Well, it was a great game, and certainly a lot of great moments for Fort Hays State as they win it up at the Health and Sports Center, their 3rd overtime victory of the season, and now get a comeback home. It feels like it's been an eternity since the Tigers have played at the Coliseum, and they'll get 2 games this week, Thursday night against Central Missouri, and then Saturday afternoon against Southwest Baptist. We'll talk all about that and more when we return. Tiger Talk, presented by the Golden Corral, best buffet in the USA, and more with Coach Hopson right after this.
They're growing up and getting busier. Between school, sports, dance, sleepovers, you want to make sure they can always reach you when they need to. Nextech Wireless has the perfect cell phone starter plan. For only $40 per month, it includes unlimited data, calling, and texting. There are no contracts or overages, so they can call, text, YouTube, and stream all they want. Plus, smartphones start at just $150. Certain restrictions apply. Get the $40 WOW unlimited plan at Nextech Wireless.
Welcome back to Tiger Talk, presented by the Golden Corral, best buffet in the USA. Don't forget right now the take-home box for just $2.99 with the purchase of your adult meal. It's like a whole nother meal at the Golden Corral, best buffet in the USA. Tigers back at home, couple of games this week, Thursday, Central Missouri, Saturday, Southwest Baptist, and it will feel good to be back at home. It seems like it's been a while because it really kind of has been a while, but a lot of road games here on the back end of the schedule. It'll be nice to get these two at home starting Thursday night.
Well, it's been a couple weeks and been a lot of water under the bridge since our last game here was Central Oklahoma, where we had to make a monumental comeback to win that one in overtime. So it'll be nice to just not have to travel this week and to look forward to playing a couple games at home.
And we talked a little bit last week about the week. I say a week off, but you only had the one game, and take a little extra time off, and just I think mentally probably get a break, but work on a few things. And as you said, you put in some new inbound plays, you scored off all of those. You go around the second time, you just a chance to tweak and maybe hone a few things. And last week came at a good time, and hopefully see some dividends here down the stretch.
Well, I think right now, after last week, I think now starting this week we're officially in the home stretch. And I think our kids can kind of recognize that. We're starting. The rest of the games we play will be against people that we've already played once. It's getting down, you're in February now, and they can kind of see the light at the end of the tunnel. So this is where teams that are going to be in it towards the end, this is where they kind of turn on the gas, and you have to play well this time of year because, these are all repeat games. Everybody does something different against you if you beat them. We'll try to do the same things against teams we won. It's just kind of a chess match. So these two games are just huge for us because we have to protect our home court.
And you got a little help last week from Pittsburgh State, almost got more help from Missouri Southern, but tied in the loss column with Missouri Western. So that conference championship's still out there, but as you said, it's a big challenge, and it just amplifies the importance every time you take the floor.
Well, you're playing for a conference title. You're playing for possible hosting a region tournament again, which is a rare feat. So there's a lot to play for, and it's just nice to be in this position again because I didn't really know if this team would be able to be where we're at right now, but they've proven that they can really win the tight games. And I mean, most of your games in conference against the good teams are going to be single-digit games, and it comes down to a few possessions. So Central Missouri will certainly be a big test for us on Thursday. They've been playing much better than when we saw them before Christmas. I think they have a player that has returned to their lineup, one of their guards that didn't play against us, and they just came off of a big win against Emporia State. So they'll give us a real test.
And Shelby Winkleman, outstanding player, went to Nebraska to play volleyball, does both at Central Missouri. One of the top scorers in the league, and just really one of the great players in this conference. She's tough to defend.
Well, she's been good for a long time, and she started out her freshman year. She tore ACL, I think, about two games after she had 40 points. As a freshman, she would have probably been hands down freshman of the year. And I think the following year she was a little slowed by that injury. It looks to me like now she's fully recovered from that, and just a very consistent player. A tough matchup because of her size. She's a similar matchup to, to say Jefferson from Mo West or Becker from Kearney, where you have a big guard that can post or drive, and he'll kill you on the board. So just a very good player, one of the best players in our league, and she's been really playing well.
And then Southwest Baptist Saturday, they beat you, handed you your first loss right before Christmas. I get the sense this team obviously wants to avenge that loss, but they kind of look at the big picture. Do they get more excited? Has been talk about that game at all? It just seems like they take it game by game by game, and they don't worry about some of those other things quite as much as some other teams might.
Well, I haven't heard any talk, and we certainly haven't talked about it. I mean, it's a game we feel like we probably, if we would have been a little more ready to play and played a little better, we could have won. But, I mean, we can say that about any loss we've had in the last 2 years. You always regret those. Southwest Baptist is a scary team. I mean, since they beat us, they've had some big wins, including their last game. They beat Washburn. They beat Central Oklahoma by 15 on the road. So they're a very capable team. They're really explosive at the guard spot. So I think we'll have two big testers this week, and we'll need to be ready to go.
Should be a lot of fun. We turn the calendar to February. It always gets exciting. As you said, it's nice to be in a position to have a lot to play for. That doesn't happen every year. That means a lot of work going into this point, and this is when it really gets fun.
Well, it does. I mean, this is why you. Sometimes I would like to just fast forward to this, say, hey, give me 18-2. Let's go to February. You know, but there's so much work that has went into getting to this point, and so much effort and good play by our team and by our kids. And our kids right now, we've got a bunch that we're pretty veteran. We've got a lot of experience, and they really know how to zero in and concentrate and focus on what we're trying to do.
All right. Should be a fun week. We'll see you Thursday at the Coliseum. It'll be fun.
Okay, thanks, Gerard.
That's Coach Tony Hobson of the Tiger women, again 18-2, and Central Missouri coming up on Thursday night at 5:30 at the Coliseum. Tiger Talk presented by the Golden Corral, best buffet in the USA. We'll take a break and talk with men's coach Mark Johnson. We'll do that next right here on Tiger Talk.
BOS Motorsports in Hayes introduces the top off-road vehicle lineup with Polaris. The world leader in off-road innovation presents the RZR, Ranger, Sportsman, and Ace off-road vehicles right here in the heartland of BOS Motorsports in Hayes. Whether you're looking for something for the trail, the farm, the oil patch, the hunt, BOS has the ride just for you. Stop in today and ride away with yours. At BOS, customer service is number one. Our in-house parts and service department will take care of you before, during, and after the sale. BOS Motorsports just north of I-70 at exit 159 in Hayes.
Welcome back to Tiger Talk. Gerard Walbrock, joined by head men's coach Mark Johnson. Tiger Talk presented by the Golden Corral, where you can get breakfast for lunch or dinner. Now featuring the new Peaches and Cream Waffles. That's breakfast for lunch or dinner at the Golden Corral, best buffet in the USA. Kind of a rough run for the Tigers on Saturday up at the Health and Sports Center, losing to Nebraska Kearney. And we talk all along how good Kearney is offensively, and you really got to score points. And for about 10 to 12 minutes in that game, you were right there matching them. But it seems like in games they win, by a decent amount, there's a 4, 5, 6 minute stretch where their opponent goes cold. They don't ever seem to go cold, and that was really kind of the difference. And it was an uphill battle the rest of the night.
Yeah, I mean they're really good offensively. I think of kind of there at the end of the our time at the RMAC, they had like their best 5-year run in school history, and they were very good offensively. I think this team offensively might even be better than any of those. You know, you look at it, we had that first 10 minutes, I think we had a 1-point lead. Even with 4.5 to go, we're only down 6, and then they got a big 5-point play. They hit a 3 and called a foul on us on the rebound, hit 2 free throws, and they just kind of got away from there. But, you know, really, we've struggled offensively the last 3 games. You look at these 3 straight road games, we have yet to hit 70 points, and we're a team that we're going to we got to get in the 70s, most likely 80s or above if we were going to win, especially win at Kearney. We talked about it going in. We had to be at 80 to 85 to give ourselves a good chance, and just have not been able to shoot the ball. I thought we really struggled in the second half. We shot 32%. I thought the first half we played fairly hard. I thought the second half we tried even harder. We just couldn't score. We really missed a lot of shots. Just seemed to be in a little bit out of sync right now the last couple of weeks on that end of the floor.
You got it to within 15 a couple of times and kind of felt the momentum was maybe starting to shift a little bit, but it seemed like they came back and had a big answer every time. You just could never maybe get it down to 8, 10, maybe high single figures to legitimately give you a chance.
Yeah, I thought at one point we cut it to 15 and kind of had a little bit of momentum, and then we played great defense. I think the clock was down to 2, and the Sweet kid hit about a 27-footer at the buzzer to go back up 18. So, we just couldn't get over the hump. And again, we got to start playing better offensively. Teams second time around here the last few weeks, obviously I think they're playing more physical in the post against us. They're making it harder for Dom and those guys to score. They're scouting us better, taking away his left hand, making them settle for the jump shot a little bit more. And then our guards outside of Rob, we're just not shooting it quite well enough. We're getting some decent looks at times, and the ball's not going in. Hopefully coming back home, we can change that and get some good fortune and hopefully regain our confidence.
And you mentioned Rob. He's shooting it well, but he's just not getting as many shots. The last road trip, I think he had 8 total 3-point attempts, and he had 4 up in Kearney. Went 2 for 4, but obviously he's a point of emphasis for everybody.
Yeah, I mean obviously we got to do a better job helping him find more shots as a coaching staff and as teammates. but also they're doing, I mean, they're really keying on him and finding a way to try to take him away and not let him have a big night, especially after his performance against Central Oklahoma. So they're making it harder on him. We got to do a better job to try to help, but that's where other guys got to step up and play better and make some shots. I think, Craig, Kenny, and Dom have got to elevate their games, and I think they're capable of doing that here coming up this week.
Talk a little bit about it after the game. Brady Worth got some extended play. I think he played 18 minutes, scored 7 points. Probably his best game as a young Tiger. That was encouraging.
Yeah, I thought he did a lot of good things. He scored. He blocked some shots. Was out there, being physical, and that's what we need him to be. And he's a capable offensive player at times. I think right now, with Jake and Dom being seniors and Hadley's obviously played well this year. I think Drew just at times gives a little more experience with defense and rebounding, things like that. I thought so that's why maybe Drew's played a little bit more at him at times. But I think Brady has a bright future, and whether it be the rest of this year, but hopefully definitely starting next year, that he's going to be an important piece to our team.
Well, the Tigers back at home on Thursday night. It will be good to be back in the friendly confines of Gross Coliseums, but another tough one. Central Missouri comes to town. We'll talk about the matchup with the Mules when we return. Tiger Talk presented by the Golden Corral, best buffet in the USA, and we're back right after this.
At Eagle Communications, we're proud to provide the communication services you need to get the most from today's technology. Our employee owners make it happen. We're part of your community, and we take pride in delivering excellent customer service. If you ever have a question, give us a call. We're here to help. Eagle Communications, our community connected.
Welcome back. It's our final segment here on Tiger Talk, brought to you by the Golden Corral, where kids eat free Tuesdays from 4 until close, and you can always check out their catering options for your next big event. The Golden Corral, best buffet in the USA. Tigers at home Thursday and Saturday. A couple of home games this week. Thursday night, Central Missouri. Saturday afternoon, Southwest Baptist. And it was this road swing before Christmas. You played maybe some of your best basketball, and it started with a road win at Central Missouri, a Mules team at the time that was ranked 15th in the country. That was a good win. Hopefully you can get some of that mojo back from that one, because that was a nice night.
Yeah, I mean, you feel like there's a lot of similarities going into this week. We were 1-2 with 2 home losses in conference. Kind of our backs were against the wall. If you go on the road and lose, you're 1-5, and your conference season probably is over. Feel like right now with 3 straight road losses, the last 2 got thumped pretty good, that we're kind of in that same boat. This is a really important week. We got to find a way to win these games and make sure we're confident enough and have a belief that we can go do that. And, so it's very similar. I think the first time around, Central Missouri was kind of in disarray a little bit, was struggling. They've kind of righted the ship, and I think they're really guarding now. I mean, they're playing, you look at their scores and how they're winning. They're struggling a little bit offensively at times, but they're finding a way to really shut down the other team. And I think we're going to face a different Central Missouri team than the first time.
Yeah, just got to bring that up. I mean, it looks like they're playing and approaching it differently. And then they've got Demania Cunningham, who is probably as talented as anybody in the conference, and we saw him. He kind of almost brought them back and won that game. He missed that shot at the horn, but very, very tough challenge just trying to slow him down, because he kind of gets him going.
Yeah, they're not the most athletic Central Missouri team, but they do have 2 guys that are very good athletes. He's one of them. He played at Memphis last year. Very quick, fast as quick as any point guard we play. You got to find a way to contain him. We did a good job until the very end. He kind of took over, but we did a good job for the majority of the game. And then the big 6'8" kid, Lawrence kid from Kent State, he's 6'8", long, athletic, kid, and he hurt us. I think he had a big game, but those 2 guys are pretty athletic. The rest of the guys are just, a bunch of tough guys out there trying to do what's right.
And then Southwest Baptist, you had a nice road win at a tough place to play. And a Bearcat team that has struggled but playing a lot better as of late. They had an epic 3 overtime win over Washburn on Saturday, and a team that's certainly capable.
Yeah, I think that was the best game we've played all year to date. We really, Rob had a great game. He had 29, but I thought we were really good on both ends of the floor. Jake had a very nice game. So we played, like I said, as the best game we have all year. They're playing better. Their front line, the 2 big kids inside are pretty talented big guys. You have to give help, and They've struggled at times to shoot the three, but like we talked about with Western, when they make shots from the perimeter, they're an awfully dangerous team.
Well, it should be an interesting week. It will be nice to be at home. I'm sure your team and yourself very glad for that. And hopefully, as you said, these couple of home games can kind of get some momentum, get you jump started again. Hopefully, Coliseum will be magic for you.
Yeah, it needs to be. Hey, obviously we can play better defense, but right now, really our biggest problem is offensively we're struggling, and hopefully, like I said, a home floor will get us back going.
All right, Coach, we appreciate the time. Have a great week of practice. We'll see you Thursday night.
All right, thank you.
That's Mark Johnson, coach of the Fort Hays State Tigers. Again, Thursday at 5:30 and 7:30, the doubleheader with Central Missouri. Then Saturday afternoon, 2 and 4 with the Bearcats of Southwest Baptist. Hey, if you missed any portion of the program, you can always catch it online at HaysPost.com or the video replay on Eagle Cable Channel 14 and 614 on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. That's going to wrap up the program, brought to you by the Hayes Med Orthopedic Institute, the Taco Shop, G&L Tire and Automotive, Golden Bell Bank of Hayes and Ellis, Adams, Brown, Barron and Ball, Couture for men and women, and Eagle Communications. And, of course, brought to you by the Golden Corral Buffet and Grill. There's a reason why they call it the best buffet in the USA. Open 7 days a week just north of the interstate in Hayes. The Golden Corral, best buffet in the USA. For women's coach Tony Hobson, men's coach Mark Johnson, this is Gerard Welbrock. So long, everyone.
At Eagle Communications, we deliver what matters to your business. Our services are fast, reliable, secure, and competitively priced, giving you more value for your hard-earned business dollar. With Eagle Communications, you're not just another number, you're part of our business family. And we deliver peace of mind with local technicians who provide dedicated system monitoring and support. Connect to something better. Call Eagle Communications, and let's talk about what matters to your business.
Thanks for watching Tiger Talk. If you missed any portion of it, you can always catch the audio replay from Tiger Radio Mix 103 or the video replay at HaysPost.com. We'll see you next time right here on Tiger Talk.